Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are starting our Wednesday stream. We're about an hour and 11 minutes late. We normally do this at 12 p.m., but because we're streaming every day, we're kind of getting a little like, we're doing videos every day. We're streaming every day. You can catch us. You can catch us. You can catch us, But welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This stream is going to be, again, 1 hour. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about super early in the stream, and people will probably pop in as I'm talking about it. I think one of the things that's happening in the Star Citizen community is, I think, for the first time ever, wallets. What's up, Deadites? I see you. I think for the first time ever in this community, wallets are, I wouldn't say they're closing. Wallets are not closing, but wallets are, like, it's like if this is fully open, wallets are like this. They're not closed. This is fully open. They're like this. And that is very interesting to me. Like, I think people are starting, and we could talk about the reasons why, right? But I think people are starting to spend less money on Star Citizen, and it's interesting to me because I didn't see that coming this year. I would have guessed next year. I would have definitely guessed next year if like something major didn't happen. But I actually thought that CitizenCon re-energized a lot of things. There was so many people I talked to that were like, oh my goodness, I absolutely 100% need to get rid of Star Citizen. It's not doing anything for me anymore. It's whatever, right? And to me, I'm like, I still like it. But I could see where they were coming from. But most of those people after CitizenCon, they completely switched their ideology, and they were like, oh, this is exactly what I needed to get back into Star Citizen. So it's interesting that the wallets are starting to finally close. So it's put up or shut up time for CIG, but luckily they're ready because this last CitizenCon, I think they kind of pretty much laid out what it's going to be. I think we get the Squadron 42 obviously in 2026, which I think it should come fairly early in 2026, at least like the early access or whatever. Well, I mean, does it count as early? Does it count as early access anymore with Star Citizen? How would you even define that? What's up, Ryan? Thanks for the double stream. What's up, Walker? I see you. What's up, Sudopian? I see you. The idea here is that what I think is happening is they're going to do 2026 for Squadron 42. They're going to give that a year to breathe. So I don't think we'll get Star Citizen in 2027. But I do think we'll get it in 2028 because I don't think they want to say, oh, Squadron 42's out. Boom, let's capitalize on it and get Star Citizen. Because I think more people are interested in Star Citizen than Squadron 42. And I think they need to give Squadron 42 room to breathe without people saying, oh, I played Squadron 42, but I'm done with that. Let's move on. And they're going to have to do updates on that thing. What's up, Gray Shade? So they're going to have to do updates on it. They're going to have to do a lot of work on Squadron 42. So for me, I think this is happening at the best possible time it could have happened for CIG, because if it would have happened last year or the year before, they might not have been able to get past that finish line. So it's okay if they make less money. However, that's yet to be seen, because today they just sold out of a Pioneer that they raised the price on by $75. So, and we also didn't have the numbers from yesterday. So I'm just saying the final numbers might make it a little bit better. Anvil Day, until Anvil Day is done though, we really can't say what the sales numbers are going to be like, what that final percentage is. I think some people were saying it was down by 30%, but Yeah, I don't think it's going to stay that way. At most I would see it being down by like 10% or something like that, which isn't a big deal for a company like CIG because all they'll do is just do another sale, make sure there's something rare in it, do some more skins, whatever, and then they'll be right back to where they need to be. So I'm not worried about CIG's ability to make money. Like I said, they still have the LTI card they can pull where they can be like, hey all, hey, you guys want LTI? It'll be available for every ship for 1 hour. You know how much money they would make in that hour? If they put it ahead of time and they were like, hey, for 1 hour, let's say New Year's hour, right? Like on January 1st, for the first hour of 2025, all ships, you will be able to purchase LTI for them for 10% of their purchase price. They would make $20 million that day. So, like I'm saying, I don't think that the issue with CIG is them trying to make money. But yeah, anyway, that's how I wanted to start the stream, just talking about something that's happening. What's up, Stockpile? You just watched my reviews? Much appreciated. I've reviewed every ship except the brand new ones since CitizenCon. So I reviewed every ship that existed before CitizenCon. And then the ones after, I have to work on reviews for, but I have technically reviewed every ship in Star Citizen except the new ones. So any ship, if you're looking at, outside of the new ones, you're going to have an opinion, at least one opinion on it that's within the last year. To everybody watching, if you dual stream, you qualify for both prizes. We give away a skin on YouTube, but we give away a ship or a vehicle, most likely a vehicle, on Twitch. And we do that because Twitch has those very long ad breaks. So by dual streaming, I mean stream on YouTube and stream on Twitch. It also gives you the ability that, like, when one is playing ads, you can listen on the other, So it's useful for YouTube, but it does help out the channel. That's why we do that. That's why we give it away. Also, I just really like giving things away. That's kind of my thing. But yeah, if you have questions, we have very small numbers right now, so you can really just shoot a bunch of questions in, as many questions as you want, and I'll answer them. We don't have any questions waiting or anything, so if you don't leave questions, I'll just talk about what I want to talk about, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but I can talk for a very long time without stopping. Call it what you will. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but I can do it. So I'm never hurting for content. It's the entire reason I have a YouTube channel. I mean, I've told you all of my other reasons, but the big reason is I talk a lot. And people think I'm crazy when I talk to myself, so I need a camera to talk to so that people don't just see me standing in a room in a corner talking and being weird, But if you do it to a camera, nobody worries about you if you're talking to a camera. There's nobody else in this room. There's nobody else here. But anyway, get your questions in so I can answer them. Let's see. I'm waiting on wave 2 with the Pioneer in my cart. Wish me luck. Oh, no. You don't need luck. You did it the right way, my friend. At 7 p.m. Eastern time, be ready. You should already be on the cart with your buttons ready to press. You will get one as long as the internet gods are in your favor, because sometimes your internet is so slow that you can't get it in the 15 seconds, but you did it the right way. You put it in the cart, and now you're just waiting to purchase. So make sure you already have your numbers in, as far as, like, if you're using credits, make sure you already have that entered in, and then get to that window where you've already accepted. What's up, Ethnification? Get to that window where you've already accepted the terms and conditions, so that all you got to do is, boom, hit that button. Just make sure you don't hit it, because if you hit it, it'll delete it from your cart. But yeah, shout out to getting those F5 wars done. I think a lot of people are winning. What do I think the BLD will cost? Ooh, that's a good one. So it can be technically anywhere from 250 to 400. That's like the range. So it can be anywhere in there, because I don't think it'll cost any less than the Starlancer Max. But I do think it could cost more than the Starlancer TAC. My price for it, with what it can do, I need to know a little bit more about the internal layout, I think, but I would say 350 would be a good price for it because of the size. You don't want to go too big with it, because if you go too big with it, I mean, as far as too high with the price, I mean, because if you go too high with the price, if it gets into that $400 range, then it starts to compete with ships that I don't think you want this ship to compete with. So I think 350 is a good price for it. I'd love to see it be cheaper than the TAC at 300. So the price I want is 300, but the price I think it'll be at is 350. But at its initial outset, it could be that it is cheaper than the TAC, and then they make it more expensive. But I just don't think that's the way they're going, because they're focused so heavily on base building right now that I just don't think they're going to give us a cheap base building ship. But my biggest issue with that is I think that when ships come out, they should be extra cheap, because that's what makes people purchase the ships, right? So like, for instance, the Banu Merchantman is the best case scenario for this, if I'm not mistaken. It's either, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Banu Merchantman. No, it might be the Carrack. I think the Carrack was cheaper. It was either the Carrack or the Banu Merchantman that was like $250 when it came out. And at $250, either one of those is a steal. And then the other one was $325 or $350 when it came out. And at $325, it was a steal. And the reason for that, at least what the reason should have been, I don't know if that's what CIG was actually thinking, is that when these ships come out, you want a ton of people to purchase them, because they're looking at the value proposition and like, oh my God, I got to get this now. So then when you do raise the price, people are like, I understand that price, but I got it at this other price. And the same thing, it happens again. I understand that price, but I got it at this other price. And that's what you should want most of your community to do. You want the early adopters of ships to really feel like they got their money's worth. So that's what I think CIG still needs to do a little bit of work on, but I hope that they do that with the Starlancer build. I'm really looking forward to the Starlancer build too, because I think I'm at that stage where I'm probably going to own everything that can do base building, like every single thing that can do it. Have a Pioneer. I'm definitely getting a build. I need a medium base building ship, and so I'm still looking to see what the Galaxy's construction module is going to look like. My guess is that's going to have 2 large modules and 2 medium modules, because then it can, you know, it can hold a place, a different place than the Starlancer TAC. Because if it just has 4 large modules, I keep saying modules. I mean drones. Like, I think it'll have, that construction module will have 4 large drones. If it has 4 large drones, it'll be too close, I think, to the Starlancer build. So my guess is it will have the 2 large drones and 2 medium drones, just to kind of differentiate itself. And then I do think we'll get a medium. I think we have the FM, which has 2 medium drones, if I'm not mistaken. And so the FM, the Argo CSV FM, I think has 2 medium drones. So I think we need a medium ship with 4 medium drones. And I think that'll kind of fill out the lineup. And obviously we have the cart thing. I think it's called the Grav Cart. I think it's called the Cargo Grav Cart. I can't remember what it's called, but whatever that thing is called, that's got the small drones in it. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have all of those. Let's see. What's up, Dugale? So is that Dugale? Dugale, my bad. Upgraded to the SL Max last night. I like that ship. I think there are better ships, but I do like that ship. Galaxy build is still coming. Yes, it is. All right, folks, put your questions in. I have another topic, because I always have a topic. We're only 15 minutes in, though, so we got plenty of time for you all to get your questions in. No, not the hover trolley, Rex. It's the thing that they showed that opens up at CitizenCon. The thing that they pulled off of the vehicle, off of the ship, and then it had a screen on it, and it pulled up. And then it went into the AR mode. That thing is called the construction graph card or something like that. And that has like small things on it. What's up, Citizen Scott? So another thing that I wanted to talk about is these terrible, terrible, no good, very bad CCUs. They have been terrible. So I didn't want to say it prematurely. Prematurely because I wanted to make sure. Oh, you are right. The CSV is an LTI token, and I just spent $60 on an Intrepid token. I should have bought that. Well, whatever. I got the skin for the Intrepid with it, so whatever. It balances out. But you're right. I should have got that. Oh my goodness. That was the token I should have got. Oh my goodness. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It's still available. I definitely could have got one. Anyway, yeah. The CCUs have been bad. Now, I can say that today because now it's overwhelming, right? So there were 2 that were okay, but there were 4 now. 4 that have been bad. And at this point, it's really like, oof. And I think in my video, I kept saying day 5, and I think it was day 6. So I got to go back. I got to go back into my video and be like, nope, I'm in day 6. I'm at day 6. I'm at day 6. It'll say day 6 all over the video. But anyway, 4 bad CCUs. I'm hoping that they throw a $60 one at the end, a $60, a $50, and a $40 one at the end to kind of make up for it. But yeah, not a great CCU time. Now, here's what I will say, because I always give credit where credit is due. See, if you've been paying attention, this is why I make all my ship buyers guides and CCU guides and all that stuff. If you've come to every single sale since the beginning of the year, starting with that January, in case you missed it, sale. If you came to every sale, you should have a ton of CCUs. What's up, ETL? You should have a ton of CCUs because in every single one of those, I think except for one of them, there was a good CCU, at least one good CCU in every sale that they've done up to now. Especially if you go to Invictus, because Invictus, there was like 3 or 4 that were really good. So this is the thing about the upgrade CCU game, whatever you want to call it. I think you have to play the long game. So one of the things that I do, and I say this in my video, when I get CCUs, and then I kind of like try to get a few of every one of them, because you never know when you're going to need one to fit in a very weird spot. But I've relegated myself to playing the long game, and I think you have to do that when you're playing the CCU game. Unless it's like a really cheap ship, right? Like if it's a $125 ship, whatever, like you're probably only going to save 30 or 40 bucks on that max. So whatever, right? But if you're dealing with like a $250 plus ship, yeah, man, like the CCU game is going to be a long haul for you. So just be patient if you're playing it. But yeah, CCUs at this this IAE have not been great. Hey everybody, thanks to the dual streamers. I see you. We got a lot of people dual streaming today. Much appreciated. Wow, that is a lot of people dual streaming right now. So shout out to the dual streamers. If you're not dual streaming, it's good because you can win both prizes from YouTube. Just make sure you're leaving comments. I know a lot of people like to lurk. Leave a comment at least 7 minutes apart so that you can qualify for these prizes. You don't have to say anything special. Just make sure you're leaving 2 comments and you get to qualify, right? And then, of course, you can win that skin on YouTube, or you can win the Argo CSVSM on Twitch. And if you have a question, make sure you put question in front of it. Looks like we're going to start an ad break on Twitch in a little bit. So an even better reason to dual stream. If you're dual streaming, you can watch on both while one is doing the ad thing. So make sure you put questions. Make sure you put questions. Put question in front of your question. We don't have a lot of questions on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, It looks like most of those people, though, are dual streamers. But if you have some questions and you're only watching on Twitch and you can't do the dual streaming thing, go ahead and throw those in there. Let's see what we got. What do I think about the Perseus? I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the best ships in the game as far as combat. I think it's going to be one of the highest selling ships of all time. Like, if highest selling expensive ships of all time. Like, if we could get all the numbers for expensive ships, and let's say expensive is everything above 500. Now, obviously, you could say something that's cheaper than 500 is expensive. I'm just saying, for this thought exercise, everything that's 500 and above is expensive. If we looked at the numbers, I would guess that the Perseus has sold like top 3. I would say it's probably top 3, because so many people talk to me about the Perseus and their love of the Perseus. I made a Polaris versus Perseus video, which really wasn't to put them against each other. It was more so to say why we really shouldn't be comparing them. But if you're going to make me compare them, I'm going to compare them, and the Polaris is going to kick its butt every time. But that doesn't mean I don't love the ship. I own the ship. I have a Perseus. I have a Polaris. So it's not, oh my goodness, you're just a Perseus hater thing. I own one. I spent the money. How can I hate it if I spent the money on it, right? Yeah. So I would say generally the Perseus is a great ship, bordering on excellent. It just needs, I think, a little bit of modern love. So we'll see. All right. See you after the ad break, Twitch. So let's see. You said not been great until today, the raft. Yes, if you wanted to buy a raft, then I completely get why you would like that CCU today. Pulse, Atlas, CSV were all tokens. Yep, absolutely. I have a CSV, and I can get another one. It's just I was like working with my ships the other day. I was looking at my spreadsheet, and I was like, oh, I need a token, but all the good ones are gone. All the like sub $50 ones are gone. And I've completely forgot about the CSV because I had already bought one, and I planned on keeping that one. And so I end up getting that Intrepid. I think I got the Intrepid with the skin. So, I mean, I can melt it, of course, but there's no reason. The money's spent, whatever. But yeah, I could probably melt it, get the CSV, LTI, and then upgrade it with some credits, but the money's spent. So it is what it is. What else we got? Get some more questions in. Get some more questions in. There are no such things as dumb questions. Only questions I will skip. If you don't have to worry about it. I won't call you out because it's a dumb question. I'll just be like, I'm not going to answer that one. So if you're scared to ask a question, don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Just picked up the Hull B and Endeavor upgrades. Both going to skyrocket in price. Absolutely. That's why I have 3 Endeavors. I've been considering getting a Hull B. I've been considering not getting a Hull B, getting a Hull B CCU to be very specific. Because that's the only one that I think about often. The Hull D I also think about, but at its current price, I won't get one at its current price. But the Hull B is still interesting because the price it's at, I still think is really good, and the amount of cargo it can carry is really good. And I think, again, what people forget about the Hull C is that it does have modularity. You will be able to take the things off of it and put other things onto it. Now, I don't know what that modularity will look like. I still think the Hull series, the bigger Hull series, is very far away, but the modularity is even further away than the actual ships. But the Hull B is the one that interests me because I would love to know what the modularity is going to be on that. That's what makes me want to get a CCU to it. I would not apply it until very far in the future when they told me what that modularity looked like, though. VDux, I lurk because I care. I appreciate that. I just want you to, I want the people who care to also qualify for the ships. Like, I don't want you to not win on the ship because you didn't want to do the 2-comment thing, you know? Let's see. With work being done on the Pioneer, how likely do you think it is they'll flesh out the CNOU line? I do think they will flesh it out. I think that while working on the Pioneer, I would be flabbergasted. I would be awestruck if we did not get a surprise consolidated Outland ship. Because while they're working on the Pioneer, I think they're going to be like, okay, you go work on like this, medium, or maybe not just you. Like maybe they send 2 or 3 people to go work on a medium ship, a medium-sized ship, because I think that's kind of what CNOU is missing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's what they're missing is the medium and large ships. So, hey, you folks, you go work on a medium-sized ship, and welcome back, Twitch. The if you're working on this gigantic ship, right, and you need everybody to kind of understand the design language, you can send a few people to go create a medium ship that are kind of newer, and then they can create that medium ship, and then you can just come and, what's up, Hollywood Hogan Heroes? Thank you for the subscription. You can go in, have those people work on that medium ship while you work on the large ship, and they'll finish that up way before you finish the large ship, and then they can bring that expertise to you and say, look, while we were trying to do this, we found out this was an issue, so on and so forth. So I would be very surprised if we don't at least get a medium Argo ship as a surprise, maybe even a large Argo ship, or not Argo, consolidated Outland. I would be surprised if we don't get a consolidated Outland, kind of surprise ship. Now, they may already have planned that because there are 2 or 3 ships in that blue silhouette thing that they did at CitizenCon that we still don't know what they are. So it's very possible that they already have that ship like ready to come out. So I think we kind of guessed most of those, but I think there's 2 or 3 that we still don't quite know what's in there. Thanks, ETL. Yes, please put question in front of your question so that I know it is a question. Otherwise, I got to just read through all the comments, and then I'll be silent for longer. And you don't want me to be silent because my voice is incredible. I mean, it's one of those voices that is one for the ages. I mean, I'm just joking. Question with, should I melt one of my ship lines and get the CSV-SM? CSV-SM? Yes, that's right. Melt one of your ship lines. Depends on what ships you're melting, because I would get the CSV-SM if I either A, needed the CSV-SM, or I was working on a CCU line up to a better ship, because it is a fairly cheap LTI token at $40 or $45, whatever it is. So I would get that, but it depends on what your goals are. Because if you're just trying to get to like a $60 or $75, $80 ship, you could probably find those with a starter pack. So, but you still would save some money, if you can get the 1 or 2 war bonds throughout the year that are available, but it's $10 here, $5 there. It's not that big of a deal. But so it depends on your goals. AO1X6. So tell me what your goals are. Do you care about LTI? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I was starting to not care about it until CitizenCon, and then they made me care about it again. Because of the warranty thing. The warranty thing is what made me care about it, because I don't just want credits back for my ship. I want my ship back. I want all of the stuff that was in my ship back. I don't care how much I have to pay for it. I want my stuff back because I want to feel comfortable putting decorations in my ship. I want to feel comfortable putting the best weapons on my ship. And if somebody steals it or it blows up, that's fine. But I want to feel comfortable with that. I want to feel comfortable with like losing that and then getting it back with all the stuff that it took me so long to earn. Because what would happen is, if I'm not comfortable, then I won't put decorations in my ship. I won't put the best weapons on my ship, which would then make those ships like, why do I even fly these, right? Because some of them come great with stock weapons and stuff, but that's the thing. I think now the conversation is shifted on LTI to be, if you want your cargo, or not cargo, your if you want your weapons and components and your decorations to stay on the ship, you probably should purchase it. But if it's something that doesn't have any of that stuff, then maybe you could lean towards not caring about LTI. But also, insurance in the game isn't going to be that expensive to where LTI is going to matter that much. I think when you're just at the stage that I am, where you have 30 ships, including 5 vehicles, like at this point, we don't have many things left to purchase. We don't have many things to really, we could start to nitpick at this level. And so that's where I kind of am. But if your favorite ship doesn't have LTI, get it, and get it soon, because prices will go up. And at the very least, get a CCU or upgrade to it, if you don't have the cash to purchase the whole thing. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on LTI. I think it's worth it, but I just don't harm yourself. Don't cut yourself over it. It's something that's not going to be the biggest deal, but I do think if you can get it, try to get it. Just don't put so much effort into it that you blow a brain blood vessel or something. We could see the Paladin tomorrow, probably. What's tomorrow? It's tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Drake, I think. No, wait. Tomorrow? No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Drake. So we wouldn't see it tomorrow because it's an anvil ship. We would see it on the last day, which I believe is the first, the last day of the month, or the first. Let's see. Shout out to the dual streamers. I see a few people dual streaming. Much appreciated. We do need the dual streaming so we can get our numbers up on Twitch. We got rookie numbers. We need to push those numbers up. Let's see. I wonder what would be a good fleet for 1.0, as in starting from 0 to making UEC. Starting from 0. It depends how much money you have to spend on a starter ship. But I'm going to go ahead and just say start out with an Avenger Titan. You can do at least 3 versions of gameplay with an Avenger Titan. Work your way up from that. You say good fleet for 1.0, starting from 0 to making UAC though. So maybe you're not talking about starter ships. So good fleet for 1.0. If you just want to make money, get yourself a Vulture, solo out. You can make some money. If you have a crew with you, get yourself a Reclaimer. Go solo. Go out with 4 or 5 people. Make yourself some money. If you have a crew of 6 or more, get yourself a really good combat ship, and you can really good cargo ship that can carry cargo, and go out and do a crap ton of ERT missions and bounty missions and stuff like that, and you will make a ton of money. A ton of money doing that, because you'll be able to soft death the ships, take the cargo off the ships, put that onto your ship, go sell that, rinse and repeat. So yeah, depends on what type, how quickly you need the money, I guess. All my ships have LTI, but I was thinking of melting it to save like $20. I would. You could, if you want. If you have the money, it's worth it. But it depends on what your goals are, right? So if my goal is to only own like 3 or 4 ships, then I don't know if the $20 saving and putting extra money in the game thing is worth it if I already have most of those ships. But if my goal is to earn like some bigger ships and kind of expand my fleet to 10 well, it doesn't have to be 10, but like 8 or 9 ships, then I could see that's where the min-maxing thing kind of has to come into play. So if you're going for big ships, if you're going for more expensive ships, that's when the melting things for the $20 savings really has its effect. 2 Intrepid packs, okay. CSV is such a fun little vehicle and concept. Yep. Let's see. Why do I think the Perseus will? When do I think the Perseus will be available? I think I answered this on a previous stream, but I think it'll be, because it's the next 12 months, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they saved it for, because next CitizenCon, next For Invictus, I think we're gonna get no, wait, we're supposed to get the, when are we supposed to get the when are we supposed to get the Idris? Because they said the Idris, if I'm not mistaken, they said the Idris was coming with Squadron 42, but I don't think it's 2 years away. So yeah, I think we'll get the Idris at next CitizenCon. And if we get the Idris at next CitizenCon, we might get the Perseus at Invictus. Or it could be flip-flopped because I think they've done more work on the Idris, so they could do the Idris at Invictus and then the Perseus at CitizenCon. I do think it'll be one of those events. The Perseus is just, it's so anticipated that I would be surprised if they didn't drop it at a major event. Let's see what else we got. Make sure you put question in front of your questions so that I can pull them out. Let's see. Where was I at? Oh, I was way up here. Hull B will probably double in price from where it's at. Yep, I could see that. Yes, Outland, Consolidated Outland definitely needs a fuller lineup. I'm actually shocked that there's so many RSI ships, so many Anvil and Aegis ships, and then like Consolidated Outland is like, and even like the Crusader line is starting to grow, right? And I'm like, where's the love for Consolidated Outland? And I think the reason that it hasn't grown is because they were waiting on the Pioneer. That's their flagship, right? So now they can define the art language, and then I think once they do that, we'll start seeing more Consolidated Outland ships just to fill it out. But we still have a few manufacturers that can use some more ships. Now, Argo has 8 ships now, so technically they're filling out, but they still could use a very large, like a large ship. Excuse me. They could still use a large ship. They could still use a capital ship. What was the other one that I did today? Oh man, what was the other manufacturer today? We did Argo. Oh no, yeah, it was Consolidated Outland. That's why I was blanking on it. Yeah, the Consolidated Outland, they need about 3 more ships to really fill out theirs, at least 3 more. But they do have the vehicle thing, and they do have the small ship, but they need medium, they need large, and they need like a subcap kind of thing, I think. And then they'll kind of be filled out there. But yeah, there's a lot of manufacturers. Kruger, I would love to see some bigger Kruger ships, like even just a small ship, like not a snub. I just want to see what they would do with a small ship. So CIG, if you're watching, give somebody, just give one person a Kruger ship and just say, hey, just do something cool with this. Do a light fighter and let's just see what you come up with. Because I think Kruger is going to end up being one of my favorite manufacturers if they ever fill out their lineup. Let's see. All right, we got some people chatting on. It looks like some people chatting on Twitch. Shout out to the dual streamers, much appreciated. I see a few more people dual streaming on Twitch. We appreciate that. Let's see. The Intrepid seems to benefit the most from stealth out of the starters. Yeah, I can see that. When do we think they'll fix the Carrack? They already have fixed it. Watch the day 1 video. They already showed little things that they've already fixed it, and I think Mark Gibson had said something too about fixing it. When will that come out though? I don't know. Probably on Anvil Day. If not Anvil Day, then I would expect it to come with 4.0. Actually, no, it would make sense. I don't think they're going to release a patch just to fix the Carrack. So it probably is 4.0. So next month? When do you think that, already have it. Already grabbed that. Yeah, $5 CCU to the Hull B. It's not even expensive. Praetorian, this is your first time chatting? I thought you chatted before. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. What would you consider to be a good discount percentage for the different price points? Always 30%. Always 30%, my friend. So the 30% mark is the base for whether you actually did a good job in your CCU. Now, don't get me wrong, 25%, close enough, whatever. But 30% is the mark of a decent CCU. Now, you should be able to save more than 30%, but 30% is pretty solid. And that's for all price points, right? But the higher you go, the more you want that percentage to grow. So starting if we got a $60 ship, right, it's going to be a little harder to get the 30% on that unless it came with like a starter pack or something. Pretty much $60 to $100, unless it came with a starter pack or a game pack, or you got some really good CCUs, or you got it as a referral. You're probably not going to be able to get that 30% range unless you play the very long game. But once you get to like 200 to 400, you probably should be, most people should be able to save 40%. And then once you get to that like super expensive range, most people can save 50+%. So yeah, 30% though is the floor. If you save 30%, you've done good. Gray shade. Every time I go to respond to a text and then come back to Twitch, I have to watch more commercials. They're supposed to play at all at the same time. So I don't know what's going on with that, because they should all play like a bunch of commercials in one block, so then you can just get it over with. But that's why I give out the stuff, because I know you got to deal with some interesting ad stuff over on Twitch. Whoa, shout out to the viewers. We got a lot of people watching today. Shout out to the dual streamers. If you just got on, we asked to dual stream because we're trying to up our Twitch game, because we got rookie numbers on Twitch and we're trying to up that. And we give away stuff that you only qualify if you're on both. Twitch, you this month you qualify for the Argo CSV SM. That's what we're giving away on Twitch, and we're giving away a skin on YouTube. So dual stream if you can, and then of course if you get ads on one, you can watch on the other. All right, back to YouTube. Looks like we got pre-roll ad. I think you should still only get the one section of pre-roll ads, and then you should get no more ads until it does that ad break thing. Let's see what else we got. We got a few more questions over here. Pioneer does carry 1,000 SCU, which is absolutely insane. When they said 1,000, I was like, what? I thought maybe 600, 700. 1,000 was like, yes, thank you. We don't need to bring along a cargo ship. We can carry everything we need. And if we need a cargo ship, guess what? Guess what? Look at me directly. Look at me directly. Look me right here. If we need a cargo ship, we'll build one. If we need a cargo ship, we will build a cargo ship. We don't have to bring one with us. If we need a cargo ship, we'll build one. That's what I'm talking about. That's why the Pioneer is awesome. An Argo starter. Technically, they have an Argo starter, but I get what you mean. Argo ships are really cheap, though. I mean, comparatively, for what you get out of them. But I get what you mean. I think they do industrial, so it's harder to do the industrial starters. But I would love for them to do a. I would love for them to, as far as like a starter ship, I would love for them to do a starter science ship, and I would love for them to do a starter repair ship. If they did both of those, I think that would be a really cool way for them to get into the starter game. And maybe like they could do a combat ship, but I think it's going to have a secondary role. So I think it should be, if they do a starter cargo ship, it should be combat as well as cargo. And I think it should have some very awkward, weird thing about its cargo, right? Like maybe it has, it can fit only like 4 SCU boxes or something like that, but it can carry like 100 SCU or something like that. But it because of the way it's shaped, it can only fit 4 SCU boxes. That would be, I think that would be like interesting. I think a lot of people would be annoyed that I gave them that idea, but I do think it would be awesome. Yeah, the Pioneer did remove the land claim. But that's what I was trying to, I tried to warn folks. I've only been a YouTuber since December, folks, since last December. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary, which is why we're doing something really big that next month. But yeah, 1-year anniversary, 1-year anniversary. Wow. But anyway, I've been trying to tell people for a year, longer than a year actually, on whether it's Spectrum, Reddit, whatever. And then there's been other creators too. You gotta buy these ships when you want them because we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. And that's part of what kind of started my journey, my $11,000 journey, is I started to realize like, oh, wait, the price went up on that. Oh, and I like that ship, but I didn't get it. Oh, and I was like, you know what? I wish I would have known about the CCU game because I would probably have saved even more money. But yeah, you got to at least get a CCU to the ships you want. And if it's a ship that's limited, you just kind of got to get it. Unless you're willing to deal with the fact that it might not be the same later. I think I already answered that question. Shout out to Arthur Vanderlei for the $8. Much appreciated. Yo, the gifts keep on coming. I appreciate you. So, anytime somebody gives money on this channel or anything like that, just know the way that I use that money is more often than not just for ships that I'm going to give away, for skins that I'm going to give away, for vehicles I'm going to give away. And then anytime outside of that, that money is going towards like me going to Citizen Con so I could cover that for you. I'm going to start trying to go to Bar Citizens more often. Montreal is not too far away, but it's kind of far. So I'll most likely be going to like Toronto Bar Citizens and stuff like that. Because I try to go to the bigger ones. Yeah, but that's what that money is used for. I don't really do YouTube. I make decent money in my regular job, so I don't really do YouTube for money. But it is a nice little side hustle if people are interested in getting into it. But yeah, I try to just reinvest the money back into the community because this community is awesome. So like, why wouldn't I want to like give back to this community? Especially you guys are giving me a second job. So like, of course. Anyway. I mean, let's see. So, Citizen Scott, you bring up a great point. Personally, not concerned with insurance at all, and actually avoid long insurance on certain things because I want to experience the game. Okay. And you also said, I wish CIG would let me revoke my warranty too. Okay. So, I definitely get that. There's people in the game that want to earn everything in the game. I 100% respect that. I think for me, there's other things to earn in the game. Like I don't want my ships to be the thing that I earn. Especially now that we know what else there is to earn, I want to be earning reputation. I want to be earning money, and I want to be earning resources. And lastly, I want to earn those blueprints. So those are my goals in the game. So if you want to also earn ships and add ships to that, I respect it. But there are so many more things now that we know for a fact that you will be able to earn outside of ships. So if you are of that mindset, I respect it, but you don't have to be of that mindset as long as people know that there are going to be a ton of other things you can earn. You mean, let's see. Let's see. Would you say that the Galaxy would be more worth getting now, or would it be a waste since I saw your video where you got different ships for the specific roles instead of the Galaxy mod? So my thing, shout out to Praetorian for the subscription, the 2-month subscription. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. The thing about the Galaxy The larger your fleet is, the less necessary it is. So for smaller fleets, all the way up until you get to about 6 or probably more than that, probably 8 or 9 ships. Once you get to the 8 or 9 ship mark, that's when I start to question why you have a Galaxy. Anytime before that, the Galaxy is fine. Like it's a great ship. It's like I have 30 ships. So for me, the Galaxy really has to like fit in, get in where it fits in. And for me, I like, it just doesn't fit in right now. But that's also, I'm also a little bit down on it because of the whole thing that happened with pushing back the construction module for it and everything. Yeah. So I'm a little down on it, but I still stand by my review of it. Which manufacturer that does not have a capital would you like to see get a capital? Argo. Very quick answer to that. Argo. I want an Argo capital. Anvil, I think, is inevitable. They're going to get one. But Argo, and then I'm going to get crazy on you. Kruger. I want an Argo capital and I want a Kruger capital. How many people you hear say that? Yeah. CNOU needs a big Nomad. You Nomad lovers, man. Why do you give me your, if you like the Nomad, give me your top 3 reasons why you like the Nomad, because I own one now. So I have to love it because I own one. And I don't have a choice in the matter. But one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to get some skins for it, because I get skins for all my ships. But I want to give people some better reasons for the Nomad. Now, I like the fact that it has 24 SCU. It can carry a vehicle, and I think the interior, once it gets updated, will be really nice. But I don't like how gigantic it is. It's a huge target. That's my biggest problem with it. And I do think it needs some speed and maneuverability things to go with it. But let me know what your biggest 3 reasons are for liking the Nomad. Pioneer is going to be sold out. Pioneer is going to be sold out. So if you're not right there watching it as soon as the Pioneer comes available, you got 15 seconds once it's available, and then it'll be gone. Let's see. Question: if you build a ship, do you think you will have the same options for insurance warranty, or will there be differences? If you build the ship in-game, you will be able to purchase insurance for it, but warranties you'll have to find. That's what they've said. So you'll have to find a warranty, and you'll need a transferable warranty for that. Let's see. What else we got? Do I think the 15K pack is a good deal? Depends on what your version of good deal is. It does it does meet the 30% threshold that I was talking about earlier. I think if you're spending 15K, you have to ask yourself why. Because most of those packs, once you get to like the 7,000 and above mark, I think are for people who already own $15,000 worth of ships, and it's like, here's a pack in case you've already spent so much money and you can't melt the ships the way you want to, and you need access to a bunch of ships, right? But the biggest things you're getting out of that pack are, you're getting a Pioneer with LTI, you're getting an Idris M, which is an extremely rare ship to get now, and you're getting the 890 Jump with LTI. Those are the 3 biggest things you're getting out of there. All the other ships, you have to figure out if those make the 15K worth it. Because the only way I would get that is if they redid it and added some newer ships in there. They could even make it like 16 or 17. But I still wouldn't get that pack until I've spent that much in the game. And it's going to be a very long time before I spend that much in the game. Very long. I'll probably hit that 4 or 5 years from now, just because of, well, yes and no. I have spent more in the game because I've purchased ships and given them away. So I've purchased a lot of ships and given them away. And so I'll probably hit 15K spent in the game. But as far as like value of my personal ships, I won't hit that for another 4 or 5 years probably, if I ever hit it, because 15K is a very big stopping point for a lot of people. Do I think CIG would sell more or less ship upgrades if they stop breaking chains like they do? I think they would sell more ships, because I talked about in my last stream. In my last stream, I talked about this thing where if CIG just lets somebody who really knows the CCU game, it doesn't have to be me. Like Citizen Ninja would be a great person for this too. Let somebody who knows the CCU game just come in and like work with the people who put together the packs. They would sell more ships with packs, and then work with people who do the CCU chains, and like let them, I really think they should focus on chaining their own CCU chains, right? Like if they just sold this ship that goes from, 200 to 215, the next one should go from 215 to 230 or 240 or whatever. And then the next one should go from 240 to 280. And like if they chained them themselves, they would save themselves a lot of work. And also they should do 3 at a time, because the thing about CCU chains is it's a big chunk of money that people are going to spend on the game. And if I had 3 CCUs that I could get, and I knew this was the only time I was going to get this set of 3 CCUs, I'm going to get all 3 of them. So, and it's new money every time. So I think that's, they could definitely fix that, but I just don't know if it's a worry for them. But, like I say this all the time, CIG, if you're hiring, it's a hefty fee to hire me, but, I think I'm worth it. ETL, based on your video, I went ahead and grabbed a CCU for the Apollo Medevac. I think that is a good choice, ETL. Very good choice. The Apollo Medevac and the, I would also just, if you got it, I would also get a CCU to the triage, because one thing that we don't know yet is what the final look of both of those would be. So it's very possible that the triage does end up being the better value ship. I don't think it will, considering what we know now, but I just wouldn't want people to be like, oh, I got the medevac and I didn't get the triage and now I want the triage. So it's very possible that that's a thing. But right now it does look like it's like a full-on upgrade, like kind of like the Starfarer to the Starfarer Gemini. So we'll see what ends up happening with it. Let's see. The Reliant Sin. Wait, isn't that Misk? Oh, no. I was saying, no, I know that the Reliant Sin, I have a CCU to the Reliant Sin. What I was saying is I want an Argo version of that. So they were asking what Argo ships or something. Like they were saying something about Argo ships, and I was just saying I would love to see an Argo science ship, because I love the way the Reliant Sin looks, and I do think that they'll eventually fix that and make it look cool. But I would love Argo to give me a reason to buy an Argo ship. Yeah, when the Apollo shows up, it's definitely going to be the gold standard. Let's see. Not 1 year anniversary yet. December 4th is my 1 year. It's very close though. I'm a week away. I'll definitely be making a video on that day though. Biggest savings is buying a starter ship and stopping right there. Yeah, absolutely. Polar skins look nice. Okay. I was going to buy them regardless. I mean, it could look like absolute crap. I was going to get those. Woo! ATL. 185 for a Perseus. Incredible. After flying the rental Polaris for a little bit, I do wish they were more low crew, large ships like the Herc, even if there may be drawbacks. Polaris can work with less crew, it's just not advised. The Ironclad would have been a great Argo ship. I agree. I agree. I was actually surprised that that was a Drake ship, considering that it's like they got the armor and everything. Um, I was kind of surprised that that wasn't something like an Argo ship. So Nomad, one, it's cool. Two, it's extremely useful. Three, it's cool. Okay, what do you think is cool about it? That it's extremely useful. The Pioneer Warbond was available for 2 hours. Really? Wow. Maybe because they took off the land claim? Oh, you said after this first wave. Wait, how? Wait. Pioneer. Pioneer's today, right? Oh, you're saying it was available for 2 hours during the first wave. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend. Most people don't have $825 to just drop. But I say that even though the Javelin sold out immediately, and the Idris sold out immediately, and the Kraken will sell out immediately, and the Kraken Privateer. The Kraken Privateer is the only one that I've seen actually that lasts for a little while. So that's the only one I've seen. Because I think you really have to be into that type of gameplay to get it. And I think most people that do end up getting it are only getting it because they couldn't get the Kraken base. Not saying that the Privateer isn't worth it. I'm just saying I think that a lot of people who do have it did get it for that reason. Let's see. $250 BMM. Respectable. I do think Twitch just went into ads. Let's see. How long have we been doing this? Oh crap! We're already at an hour. My bad. I'll go for another 15 minutes because I don't like ending when people are on ad breaks. But shout out to the dual streamers, folks. Wow. Dual streamers putting in some work today. All right. Yeti said it's a pickup truck. It's got a tractor beam, and it's got the hover landing gear. Those are solid reasons. Solid reasons. I own one now, so I am part of the club, whether I want to be or not, but those are some good reasons that I can give to people. I do think, I don't remember if I mentioned the landing gear in my video, but the landing gear is really cool. Nomad rear turret is however many dudes with railguns you can put in the truck bed. Okay, I like that. That's a good reason. Let's see. Blue 4, you said you hear all this great CCU runs and realize you need more work. It's a long game. It's a very long game to play. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to play it, but yeah, if you're going to enter the CCU game, just work on your knowledge of how they work, your knowledge of how to connect them, and then, don't go into debt trying to get them. But just play the long game. Focus on your most expensive ships first, and that's how you'll make it worth it if you focus on your most expensive ships. So for me, my first one was the A2. I think I ended up getting it for like 300 and something, which is not the best. I've seen people get it for 200 and 220, I think is the lowest I've seen. But I'm sure people can get it even lower than that. But 300, I was good with that. But yeah, working on my A2. It took me 2 years to get to that $400. So, yeah, you gotta learn the spreadsheet game. Hop on with some of the folks on our Discord, and they'll definitely help you get your spreadsheet game where it needs to be. Let's see. Where am I at? I forgot where I'm at. Thing is, at 15K, assume every in-game ship is 1K and every early game ship is 200. That's like 10 in-game ships and 10 early game ships. Yep, that would be about 15K, yeah. So my only thing is that 15K pack doesn't have enough in-game ships. That's my biggest problem. It has some good ones, don't get me wrong, and it has some rare ones, but it does not have enough of them to qualify for 15K. And that's my biggest thing. Throw like both ironclads in there, and throw in a Kraken, and yeah, I think it would be worth it at that point. But it's just it's missing too much. It's missing too much for me. I'd rather them update it, do a 17K pack, and then include newer ships and some more larger ships. Oh yeah, the best in show will have a few CCUs. I forgot that they do that. We don't know if they'll do an F8 CCU, which probably not, because I don't think the F8 you can CCU to. But if they do, that would be an extremely rare CCU to get. So yeah, that would be very rare, because I don't think you're supposed to be able to upgrade to it. So my guess is they won't do it, but if they did, that would be very rare. So regardless of whether you want an F8, that would be one to pick up. I plan to stay in my lane. I will not be going larger than a Perseus and Galaxy. I fully respect that. Overlapping Warbond CCUs driving you nuts. Same here. Like the BMM as a house ship. I respect it. That's part of the reason I love it. Let's see. No worries. Work comes first, ETL. San Chimera, the Twitch subscriptions are always better than the YouTube subscriptions, because we're trying to grow the Twitch. So if you do that, that's always the hierarchy, at least for now. Much appreciated, San Chimera. San Chimera, ETL in space. So many people always supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. Oh, ETL and ethnification too? Welcome. I think you guys already had, I don't know if, were one of you guys subs? I don't know. But either way, awesome. Much appreciation, San Chimera. Okay, I'm supposed to end this video soon. Let's see. Let me get these last few questions. Drop your questions as quick as possible. I'm going to speed through these. How many people do you think it will take to realistically crew the Pioneer? 8. The website claims 8 max, but I don't think that's been updated since the original concept. I do think 8 will be the minimum in the new version. I do think it'll be 8, because you're going to need 3 up. Well, I won't tell you the reasons, but I do think the number is 8. Apollo or Cuddy Red for bunkers? Depends. I don't know enough about the Apollo, but it is going to have better beds in it. I'm actually going to override that and say, I'm going to say the Medevac Terrapin is probably the best for that. Jazz the Beast, thank you for the subscription. Much appreciated. We got a hype train? Oh, man. You guys don't want me to end this. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. This is awesome. This is a really good stream. I would say the medical Terrapin is probably going to end up being best, because it's going to come with a tier 2 bed and it's going to be small. But at the same time, it depends on what you really want. How often do you die in bunkers? Because if you die in bunkers a lot, like to the point where you're not being, where you have to respawn a lot, you're probably just going to want as many size 3 beds as possible. So and it also depends on if you're in a group. Ironclad, let's see. Pioneer Warbond is glitched. Shows as on sale, but came back with error when I looked. Okay. That makes more sense. Non-Warbond went super quick. Yes, I am super delayed on the chat, but it's mostly because I talk a lot, not because not because it's an actual delay. Let's see. 6-man ship isn't too hard to man. Nope, not really. Nomad is cool because of the Gravlev gear, tractor beam, carries a rock and a Fury, interior amenities, cockpit view, and general aesthetics. I don't agree on the aesthetics, but I agree on everything else. Let's see. The Nomad is very unassuming, though. I give you that. Doesn't draw attention. The Carapin. What did I call it? The Metapin? I think, did we decide on Metapin or Carapin? I think I liked Carapin more because it sounds closer to Terrapin. But I think my community decided on Metapin, so that's what we got. You think we're going to get the war bonds that were removed return at the end of the event? I don't think so. I don't think they did that last year. Why not go all in on a Jav? No thanks. I really don't want a Jav. If I ever get one of those referral ones, that'll probably be the only way I get one, or if I build one in game. All right, that looks like we're getting close to the end of the questions. Drop your last few, and then we will raid. Let's find out who we're going to raid. Blue 4 said, what do you think will be the biggest ship the Pioneer will be able to manufacture? I think large ships was the biggest it can manufacture. So I think it was large. No, it might be medium. I think it's medium, actually. I think medium ships is the largest it can manufacture internally. But I think it may be able to help with large ships. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be either medium or large, but I think it's medium. You think we are going to get the war bonds that were removed? I don't think so. Let's see. First, let's see who we're going to raid. Get your last questions in. Get your last questions in, and then we will raid over to somebody. All right, let's see. Who's on right now and who is not blocking the ability to raid, because there's a few people that are blocking the ability to raid. So I won't attempt to raid those people. Let's do Carbon Tails. Carbon Tails, Carbon Tails. Let's all go to Carbon Tails. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right, so, can I, there we go. All right, we're gonna raid Carbon Tails when it's time. All right. Any guess on the Paladin price? Ooh, I don't know what size it is, so it's hard to guess. So I'll give you 3 answers to that. I will say this. I will say if it is a medium ship, it'll be $450. If it is a large ship, it'll be $550. No, if it's a large ship, it'll be $600. And if it is a capital ship, which I seriously doubt, then it'll be $750. So that's my price range for it. Yeah. Save Stanton. My internet was messed up last night, so I couldn't do it last night, even if I wanted to, but I didn't have time anyway. But the good news is I will now have time after Thanksgiving for sure. Black Friday, I do have some shopping to do and stuff, but you know, this sale is still going on. I still got to make videos, so we'll see. My Save Stanton, it's not going the way I planned. I think it was a week ago that I said I was going to start doing this. So yeah, a week ago that I was like, you know what? Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I'll get it done. I got a lot of people who want to help me do it, and I appreciate that because I need it. All right, let's get ready to raid. All right, Carbon Tails does do intended stuff that's intended for mature audiences, just so you know before we raid. But thank you to everybody who watched. Double shout out to the dual streamers. Double shout out to the dual streamers. But yeah, thanks everybody who watched. Thanks San Chimera for all the stuff you do for the channel every time. Same thing, ETL and Spades, Ethnification, Ray, all you guys, 10, all you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's raid. See you later.